This is for business strategy and innovation, week 6 assignment, human resource and technology practices developing sustainable innovation. March 7th, 2021. My name is Anthony Crumby, and I will be basically for this assignment, we were asked to read the story about a progressive insurance as a foundation for our presentation. Our task is to act like a business reporter covering the story for a business news network. We are expected to provide a summary of human resources, technology, and process improvement efforts explained by Megginson and Hammer, and then provide a grade of A to F on the company performance. We are expected to give a grade on each summary elements and an overall grade for the company's performance. According to Megginson Hammer, how operational innovation can transform your company, the author poses a question as to why operational innovation is not widespread, bearing in mind that it has the ability to provide one of the most powerful weapons to exist. Based on research, much as blame is placed on the lack of themes within the managerial as well as corporate leadership as a whole. This failed leadership resulted to lack of accountability, and this is in turn leads to unrecognized organizational operations. In addition to these characteristics, it is important for us to include paradigm conflicts, the insufficient time for designing the organization, as well as poor systems and thinking of thoughts of leadership that's not addressed. It is not true, as many leaders tend to believe, that a system of operation in our organization can be completed overnight. We're going to go over technology now. Basically, the creation, approval, and implementation of organizations may take years. In the same manner, it may take an equal measure in changing and implementing of organization operational systems. Training and education of leaders, more so on matters that pertains to organizational operating systems. That may be a tedious process. This is due to the fact that it's not easy for everyone to understand the efforts required in the innovation type of operations. Having organizational design within information technology is indirect, but it's very effective when the results become apparent with the interests of the company. I would give technology a grade of a C. For technology and company performance, in operations, information technology is crucial for every organization, and it makes it work easier with an elimination of human force. However, when there is a system malfunction or outage that occurs within the information technology, it may hinder the smoothness of the operation. With information technology, innovation in the organization improves. New opportunities open, which allows the organization to do beyond the normal, which expands the potential of the organization as a whole. Next, we're going to move on to improvement efforts. One form of process improvement is an organization IDS system of thinking. Due to that fact, it does not accommodate to the personal, but rather the operations of the organization. Systemic thinking is challenging for many people within an organization. System thinking is pushed to improve in the organization's operations for that, and there is resistance from the people within that organization with the employees and even also the leaders. The resistance puts fear into leaders and questions their abilities. To eradicate the achievement, simulations should be executed to ease that fear and pessimism. People will, by simulations, be able to understand the change and enhance the validation of the fact that thinking system works. For the performance of the company, I would give a grade of C, average at best. The efforts of this process improvement. Whatever's in place currently works, but there will always be room for improvement. Like is the case with technology, efforts of process improvements have to change with time if an organization needs to stay relevant in a competitive market. Next, we're going to move on to human resources. It is imperative that personal standards on rules for thinking are put into consideration and discussion. In the event that there is forced discussion, people tend to have the opportunity to activate and have a consideration of deep-rooted ideas about any possibilities in the workplace. It is important to allow people to expand and explore their ideas and thoughts and have an examination of what they observe in the organization. Breaking down and analyzing the organization reveals the nature of mixed up ideas. Basically, some ideas may be outdated or out of fashion, or just not current. In addition, there may be those ideas that others wish to implement, but are not allowed to bring their ideas to the table. This sheds some light in the organization and is a foundation, as well as the sentiments and disregard to the educational efforts that are crucial to bring change. For the performance of the company, I would grade human resources at a C. In organization, there's existing foundation and practice that have been put into practice for years. And that's why they still are in business for Progressive. I really do think they have an emphasis on human resources, but it's not effective. I like to call it human capital. I think human capital, which are the people within the organization, that is the most important part of an organization, the people. And that goes from the CEO all the way down to the janitor. If they don't feel respected, if they don't feel like they have, ownership in the company, they're not going to perform. I feel like Progressive have a lack of inclusivity. Inclusion. They don't have a good stance on inclusion of the people within the organization. In regard to that, procedures and processes, there's a lack of understanding of what people face in operations on a day-to-day basis. So basically, the person at the bottom of the organization, the leaders don't understand what some of their troubles are. They don't understand, what they go to on a day-to-day basis. So therefore, the vision and the statement, the vision that the company have for the rest of whatever, it's hard. You can't get a clear vision if everybody is not inclusive in the process to making that vision happen for an organization or a corporation. So that concludes the overall grade for this presentation and for the analysis of this company is a C overall. I feel that they're average, but like I said, towards the beginning, there's always room for improvement. And I think within that progressive and looking at those three segments of their organization, I feel like they can do better. I think they're average, and I think they want to be better. I think they want to take it to another level, but they can't at this time because their practices are average at best. So I give the overall analysis of this a C. Thank you, and take care.